Welcome into the Pride in Demorest, Georgia for afternoon soccer between the visiting Center Colonels and your Piedmont Lions. Welcome into the booth, everybody. Eric Edmondson here with you. Grant Prather alongside me. Had a little bit of a scheduling change with our voices this afternoon, but Grant joining me for another soccer match, another Piedmont soccer match. Peter Sly is climbing up the steps right now. He's going to be on our camera this afternoon. And Piedmont entering this game looking to pick up another non-conference win. The Lions have had a difficult schedule to this point, but that's on purpose, and they've played well to it.
They've had to play Barry, losing 2-0, games like that, but then you come off a game against Asbury, first conference game, good 4-3 win. Austin had a hat trick in that one, so have been playing pretty well. That William Peace game was a bit of a blip in time, but, I mean, against a tough opponent like Center, Center is 7-2-2 coming into this contest, so this should be an exciting one.
Absolutely. And we do have some news, a couple changes in the Lions starting lineup. Bobby Wood will miss the second home game. He is away at a family event. So Chase Johnson gets to start in net, and Jason Asin is down with an injury for today. So he will not be playing in this game, which is a huge loss because you mentioned Jason had the hat trick last time out versus Asbury. But even without the offense, Jason is just such a focal point in this midfield for the Lions.
Definitely leading the Lions in 7 goals, 15 points responsible for overall, and 34 shots too. So he's a big vocal part of this offense, and we always mention he is the captain. So we're going to have to see how the Lions play down.
Absolutely. Grant, you want to go ahead and get us with the starting lineup for the visiting Center Colonels?
Of course. So Yumir Rodriguez is starting out at defender for them, and then both at mid you got A.J. Daniels and Alec McAllister. And then also at mid is Owen Tremere at number 11. Number 13, Beckett Bond defending. Also defending is Owen Carey, number 23. And then also defending is 27, Taylor Nelson. Tyler Smith and Luke Morgan are out there at mid, also with Zeke Saviejo, also at mid. And then in goal, number 98 is Grayson Parrish.
Both teams lining up. Give you the starting lineup for the homestanding Lions. Mentioned Chase Johnson's in net. He'll be sporting 00. At the forward spot, you find number 2, Andre Grant. Back in the defender role is number 3, James Cash. Also back there is the sophomore star, Nathan Jacome. Delroy Mattis joins him back on the defensive end. Very strong defensive players for the Lions. Then Colin Vogel will be up there in the forward spot along with sophomore Davis Knight. Nico Eberhardt gets the start along with Christopher Berlin, and Jack DeSanto will be joined by Tyler Vogt in the middle. Both teams are stepping up to the midfield line at the crest, getting ready for introductions, and we're going to step away. Hang on, let me make sure we're going to play the national anthem. Yes, we are. So we will step away for the national anthem. So once again, Lions entering this game with a couple changes in certain areas, especially in net. We saw last game with Chase Johnson getting to start. A couple things went over him. It's going to take a lot more agility and a lot more speed from Chase in the net to face off against this good team. This is a center team that has gotten a couple votes so far So, Grant, what are you looking forward to seeing from the Lions here in this contest?
I think a lot of what we saw last year with Colin Vogel and Davis Knight, that 1-2 pair, although Vogel has been playing at forward, he still can go offensively if he needs to. Davis is going to really dictate the pace of this game, like you said. Chase Johnson's going to have to use a lot of his speed, too. That's going to be another big variable here because no Bobby Wood. A good team from center is going to take minimal defense, hopefully, from the Lions. They're going to want to keep the ball in their possession.
No Mason Keith in the starting lineup for the Lions. They're going with a traditional 2 forward, and that's exactly what made them so dangerous last year because Davis Knight and Colin Vogel are so much faster than the rest of the field. Final lineups getting announced here at the WAC as we are set to get started around 2 o'clock. It is a warm one here in Demarest. If you're with us for women's soccer, ladies unfortunately fell 10-0 to the visiting WashU Bears. Listen, they're the number 1 ranked team in the country for the reason. It's a very tough game, but you feel like the defense played very well in that contest, especially with the fact that Maggie Leger had to leave that game with a hand-wrist injury. So the Lady Lions, again, they have a lot of time to recoup and readjust, but the Lions, the men's, are here ready to go today. Final fist bumps with the officials. They're sporting all black kits with gold numbers on the back and green stripes on the front, gold numbers as well as Piedmont across the chest. Meanwhile, the visiting Colonels in all white, silver numbers on the back and silver lettering on the front half. Grant, again, I'm not sure why the Lions continue to go with the darker colors during their day games.
Yeah, I mean, the sun is not blazing today. It's 80 degrees. However, the turf plays a huge factor. It reflects on that black and makes it seem like 90, 95, and that can really mess with your stamina. I mean, hey, the jerseys look cool, but, the players, their body temp is not cool.
No. And again, it's all about how the players are feeling, and if they feel good playing in them, that's fine. Now, the whole jersey color thing, that's mostly an us thing. We're saying, man, I'm glad I'm not wearing that because that's akin to wearing a sweatshirt out in this weather, and that's not the greatest thing to do. So everyone stretches out across the pitch, and we're almost ready to get things started here this afternoon at the WAC with men's soccer. Lions will receive kickoff. Referee giving final thumbs up to his goalies, making sure everyone's set to go. And we are ready to go. Kickoff 3 minutes early. Look at that, us being early at everything. We were early at women's game, too. So, very tight ship ran here at Piedmont. So, Lions playing back in the defense automatically as Jacome will pass back to Johnson. Christopher Belen getting the start in this game. Finds Nico Eberhardt with a good touch, and now he looks to Colin Vogel. Vogel racing through, trying to find Davis Knight. A little bit too hard of a touch, and man, there is something about these visiting teams and wanting to put the ball on the softball field.
That one landed near a mound would be. It's about to just stop right on the mound. It actually just hit it. Wow.
Wow. Precision. Eberhardt, Vogel able to get a touch on that one, but not able to keep it in front of him as it will be a throw-in for the Colonels. Apologies, it's black lettering on the front of the Colonel's jersey. It looks silver from far away, but it's just black outlines of numbers on the white backs. Chase Johnson boots this one far, trying to find Andre Grant. Grant able to get a touch on that one, but can't keep it in front of him. That's Davis Knight's job as he flies in. This one intended for Vogel, but unfortunately Vogel too far to a wing. Jack DeSanto and Vogt in the midfield for the Lions. Colonels playing back into their defense. And Grayson Parrish gets his first touch of the afternoon. This one's sent right through the middle. Christopher Belen can't get a good touch on that one. It does get past him, but thankfully Chase Johnson's right there, and he'll pass it off to Nathan. Jacome back over to Johnson. So both teams kind of operating on the same game plan. Just play back in your defense here and see if you can pose an attack in the midfield. And here we go, trying to pose an attack right now. Vogel's got speed. Vogel had a chance in the box, and now the defense for center looking to sweep it away. It was a good job to clear there. Nico Eberhardt, good slide, just trying to stop that ball, round it off a little bit. Delroy Mattis comes up a little bit here to pair with Andre Grant. Cross well across. A little bit too much English on that ball as Colin Vogel flies in and gets an opportunity. This one hit high and far by Taylor Nelson for center. Eberhardt having to shift to defense here as the Colonels look to pose an attack. Good header by Belen to clear it momentarily. This one leaking through. Lions defense looking to stay sharp. DeSanto watches it move to the right side. Now Eberhardt's duty. Colonels find an open shot, but it goes right into the arms of Chase Johnson. Perhaps a little bit too open. It was right in line with the goalkeeper for Piedmont. James Cash over there on the far side. Belen. Tried to find Vogel with that one, but it ricochets off a Colonel's shin guard. Nico Eberhardt having to fly over, but that's going to roll out and be the first goal kick of the day for Chase Johnson. The first real stoppage we've had. Granted, it's been a very fast-paced game so far, but a lot of it relying on the back end of each team's defenses.
Yeah, a lot of feeling out going on, too. Just a lot of simple passes. But it has been fast-paced, like you said. Lions defense has been doing a good job of leaving Chase Johnson with some good opportunities, and he's been able to kind of dictate with those goal kicks to try to set up some offense.
That he has as some offense is trying to brew here. Andre Grant deep into the corner. Now losing the ball, still trying to win it. Getting the last touch on it was the Colonels, as it'll be a throw-in for the Lions. Ball's going to be put well over there. Almost in the corner. It looks like James Cash up to execute the throw-in. Grant, too hard of a touch, and it'll be a goal kick for Grayson Parrish. Grant had a good opportunity to trap that one, but just a little bit too aggressive. And not able to trap it, really, as the Colonels take defensive control again. And we've seen Vogel and Knight be more involved than usual. Vogel more involved than usual than we have seen. It seems like Colin, whenever we've gotten to see him play, has been relegated really to a wing role, as there's a foul called on the Colonels there. But now he's a lot more involved. He's getting the ball more. And not that the Lions have had any offensive chances, but they've been able to penetrate the defense for center.
Yeah, it was flashes of what we saw last year, too. I mean, that speed of Vogel and Knight, the 1-2 combo, is just absolutely insane about how quick they can move and how quick they can beat the defense. And Lions looking for their first set piece here.
Free kick, James Cash takes it, a little bit low arcing. Jacome almost getting it in, still wrestling for it. And Nathan Jacome had a good opportunity there. He gets picked up off the turf. I believe this is going to be a corner kick for the Lions, as yes, it will be. Looks like Davis Knight is going to take it, and beware Nathan Jacome and Delroy Mattis in this scenario. We've seen both of them excel at the corner area. Davis putting it close to net, little high, and Delroy soars through the air. Good block by Parrish off the foot, and we will do it again. That was phenomenal, but an even better save by Grayson Parrish, Grant.
Yeah, just perfectly right there with the left foot. Mattis with a beautiful header, just right place, right time for Parrish.
So now we set up for yet another corner. I believe it is going to be Davis once again. Lions setting up a little bit further outside the box now. Everybody pushes in, races in. Good header and good clear by the center defense as Nico Eberhardt's going to be able to play backline, maybe get an opportunity to sneak back in here with an attack. Finds a huge cross, looking for Delroy Mattis, and Mattis tumbles over it. A little bit too far out in front of that ball, Delroy was to really have a good attack attempt at it, but a fantastic chance for the Lions early on.
Yeah, I love the aggression from Eberhardt to just set it up. He saw those three attackers that the Lions had, and Mattis looked like he hesitated in between trying to go for a bicycle or a header, but almost put one in the back.
Absolutely. I'll roll out. And center getting pressured a little bit here early on. They've come in pretty highly regarded, getting a couple of national votes here, but now the Lions giving them a little bit of trouble. And it comes with their speed, and it comes with how aggressive they are. And that's one thing we've known about the Lions all offseason. It's one thing we knew about them from last year. This is a very aggressive team, both on the offense and the defensive side, Grant.
Yeah, and it's because they know what they can do. We keep coming back to that speed of Vogel and Knight, but then you also have a bunch of talent with Madison, Jacome, like we mentioned earlier, on set pieces, so they can get it done in every aspect of the game.
Eberhardt motioning this one, so is Belen. Now Nico drops back. Good job by Christopher to poke it through and force a drop back. Grant watching that one and a good steal. Now the Lions get an opportunity here. Davis Knight, all is lonesome, goes to Mattis. Delroy with a shot, and it's high wide. So Mattis has played a very big part in the early offensive game for the Lions, even though he's set up as a defender, Grant.
Yeah, and I mean, I like that. I like trying to throw center off their game a little bit. Like you said, they come in highly regarded, so you want to give them every possible look you have, and there Knight was facilitating to Mattis.
Vogel off the chest. Nico to Colin. Colin breaks through. Now Colin the wing finds Davis Knight. Davis Knight in the box, has a one-on-one, needs to stop, goes for a shot. A little bit too much, not enough power, rather, on that shot to find it through. Davis, I thought for a moment had an opportunity to, but center, maybe he gave him a little bit too much time to regroup.
Definitely, and I think Davis didn't want to go to his left side there and give center a chance to poke it out, so forced to go right, and that slowed down his attack.
Center obviously frustrated with these couple chances. They've been put on the back foot pretty early by the Lions. The Lions have controlled and dominated the midfield game, as we see again here. Davis Knight able to stay up through that one. James Cash, good header, pushes it down the line. Andre Grant and Davis Knight racing for it. Davis has the fleeter of feet. He's trying to get it and trying to get a touch on it before it rolls out, and it's going to be a corner. What a fantastic job by Davis Knight.
And you saw he didn't even want to get too close to that center defender there. That was beautiful play to try to force the center defender to get that final touch.
So now the Lions will fill up the box again. They excel at corners, trying to use the height to their advantage. This one a little low, and Jacome tries to bury the head on that one, but it'll be put out. Lions play back to their midfielders, and in fact, they're going to go to the right wing here. Maybe not as well versed in that kick, but here comes Johnson very quickly out of the box. That was a good call by Chase Johnson to not wait back on that and let more attackers for center fall in. And I believe a foul is going to be called here. I believe that's going to be the play that Jacome just had. Maybe a little too strong on the header. Either way, Lions still in a good position, but center now opens up an opportunity to attack.
And 12 minutes in, Lions defense, we keep coming back to it, looking really strong, and they're able to translate that to their offensive attacks.
They're very fluid, is something I would say. This one booted high. Jacome off a header. Is going to roll out and be a goal kick for Chase Johnson. But as I was saying, they're very fluid so far. We've seen, and we've known this, right? We've known that Mattis and Jacome can come up and play in the attack role. But what I'm really liking right now is DeSanto and Vogt are both playing such a focal point. They're not just defending. They're not just in the midfield. They are doing exactly what they're supposed to do in feeding the attack.
Right, everyone's doing their job and some, because we know this Lions roster is so talented. Their issue this year has just been putting it together in those tougher games, and looks like they're doing it so far.
Foul called on center. Lions will get a free kick here. And it's a good free kick. Grant racing towards it. Maybe a little bit too much power on that one as Andre Grant cannot catch up to it. But a good idea and a good job by James Cash. And this is an offense that is missing Jason Oseen. And one of the biggest things you get with Jason is the fact that it is this is going to be a corner kick for the Lions. They're going to go again. They're going to go fast. Davis Knight. And it was headed out by center. Shot from well outside and headed out. Good defensive play by center Colonels. Vogel having to move back into his position. Now everybody has to scramble to that as the Colonels look to get an attack going. Referee's let a couple of things play through. He's been a little bit stricter as of late in the past 2 minutes or so, but he's letting these guys play. Davis Knight, the lone defender, goes for a shot, a beautiful block. Still an opportunity to go for it. Trying to find somebody. He's going to poke it back out. Now Vogel gets a chance on the left wing. Vogel tries to chip it through. That was a fantastic play by the Colonels defense there, because that was going to be a shot on goal. It was going to be very close and a very hard save for Parrish to make.
Yeah, those three center defenders all going straight to the ground to try to get that ball out of Davis Knight's possession. And again, Davis playing really well. He's on his own on that back end, so he's playing very well.
And that's part of the speed. This one leaks through. Nico able to get a touch on that one. Now Christopher Berlin has to go over. And it's going to roll out. It will be a throw-in for Piedmont, it looks like. Yes. Nico gets it clear. Good job by Davis Knight to fly into the air. And that will be a foul towards center. And yeah, center questioning on that one, because I mean, look, Davis is really doing well at drawing fouls. Just like he's playing basketball, he's jumping up there, he's making sure that he's getting contact and he's getting hits on him.
It's clinical. He's playing a very organized game, I'd say.
Vogel searching for somebody. He's actually just going to pass back to Chase. Johnson boots it well over to Cash. Cash has to play it off a chest, and now another foul is going to get called here, and this one goes towards the Colonels. So either way, both teams have been very aggressive, and the official is not letting a lot of things play through after a first couple minutes where things just didn't escalate. Mattis, good slide tackle, but it's going to be out for the Colonels. Foul again. This one ever closer to the box. Both teams trying to move very, very fast here. The official, you can see he's getting visibly irritated with a couple of players.
And we know this Lions squad can be physical, but this is a different level. This is perhaps something we haven't seen before, and same on center side.
So the wall's been formed for the Lions. Center sets their set piece, delivers a booming free kick that'll find its way at the base of the hill and roll halfway up.
Smart defense by the Lions. Center tried to pull the, I'm going to kick it. No, I will move in the best way I could put it. But defense unfazed and just an errant kick as well.
So here's Chase Johnson with the goal kick. Flies this one all the way to midfield. Excellent header by Tyler Smith. Again, Smith. Vote. This one gets past, and Jacome able to head it and keep the ball out of the box momentarily. Here's Andre Grant now. Grant able to get a touch on that one, find Davis Knight. Davis Knight finds Delroy. Delroy boots it all the way over. It's going to be a reception for Parrish It was a good idea by Delroy. I'm sure Mattis didn't mean to do that exactly, but he was just trying to keep the ball out of possession of the Colonels.
Yeah, Lions trying to win the speed battle. They definitely have the advantage on paper and from what we can see on film in the past. But this game is very, very fast-paced, and both teams are trying to bring their best.
Grant. Andre again. Now Mattis. This one's sent back towards Jacome, who's able to place a header on it. We know Nathan's very stout back there, and he's going to be tested again. Here comes Chase Johnson, well out of net, and makes the grab right at the line. So Chase has noticed a flaw in his game. He's not as dangerous in the net as a Bobby Wood would be, so he's coming out and making those grabs where he knows he can have them. Vogel setting up a chance here, stopping it for a moment. Nico Eberhardt tried there. It was a good attempt and a good idea by Colin, but Nico a little bit too further behind him than he thought he was.
Yeah, like you said, Johnson a little bit less dangerous than what we've seen from Bobby Wood, but Johnson using his quickness to his advantage. He's coming out of the net a lot, which I like the aggression. The last time we saw him in the net, he was coming out a little bit too far, so hopefully we won't have to see that.
I thought for a moment that was going to be an instance where he came out a little bit too far, but it was a good call by him, and he had faith in his defenders that they were going to let him get that ball. This one all the way back, but then with a header. Now Christopher has to race for it further. Foul towards the Colonels. And some frustration, really, by Luke Morgan for the Colonels. We've already seen frustration by the referee, and we know how heated this game can get. So this is going to be a tough rope to walk for the official here, should things continue as so.
And even though this is a non-conference game for both squads, this is still very competitive. Both teams, it's being played like a conference game. Like this could be like a potential championship game because both teams really want to hold possession of the ball.
Wow. What a throw in. Johnson leaps up into the air and makes the grab. Eberhardt, good spin on the ball, puts it back to Belen. A roll out. Center with a throw in. Tough takeaway from Grant. He comes up clean. Cash over to Davis Knight. Knight trying to win the one-on-one. He does. He's going to find DeSanto. DeSanto unable to. Thankfully didn't get called for the pull of the kit there. Vogel pokes it through, maintains possession, still has it. He's going to opt to give it off to Chase Johnson. Johnson tried to get it over to Nico perhaps, so that one's going to fly all the way over to the softball field area again. I believe that one's also in the bullpen. So it'll be a throw in for center. This one taken by Beckett Bond.
What a name, huh?
That's a good name.
Beckett Bond.
There's a couple good names on center's roster.
There is.
There's Beckett Bond. There's Alec McAllister. Grayson Parrish.
Obviously,
yeah.
Of course. Got to mention that.
There's a lot of great names over there. On the Lions side, you have Davis Knight. It's a good one. James Cash. Center, trying to get it out of the corner. That'll be Piedmont's ball. It'll be a Piedmont throw-in. That one hurled into the air by Mattis. Center still maintaining possession now. Now Center has really shifted the possession game. They've kept it on the Lions' defensive side and or midfield side for quite a minute now.
Yeah, and it's about halfway down in this first half, and Piedmont controlled it for most of the first part of this first half, and it seems like that's flipped over to Center.
Johnson tries to make a save there, but a very well executed shot from outside the box for Center, and they're up 1-0.
And yet again, what we see without Bobby Wood today, Johnson at about 5'9", listed. Bobby is 6'4", and Johnson probably 4 or 5 inches away from that ball, so might have been different if Bobby was in goal.
Yamir Rodriguez with the shot. Now Lions playing behind, and it's not without chances. You feel like you could have had a goal here if you just executed incrementally better. Lions have been very close, and they're looking to open another opportunity for themselves here. Davis Knight carrying it up the middle, facing a lot of pressure, still keeping the ball in front of him. What a talent. Knight trying to find someone open. He's going to find Colin Vogel. Vogel trying to boot it over to Grant. Grant's in the box, gets a touch on it. DeSanto will be there, and I believe that's going to be offside. It will be on the Lions.
Yeah, like you said, what a talent with Davis Knight, taking on 4 separate center defenders and beating every single one of them. Obviously didn't result in the goal there, but we saw so much this year and so much of last year that it can result in some.
Long ball, Chase Johnson's going to make the grab. And that's the skill of Chase, right? He can come out, he's very fast, and he's very nimble. He can make those grabs.
Very vocal, too. You saw him, I'm not sure what he screamed at his defenders, but maybe asking for some help.
Right wing, Vogel maneuvering on it. Now towards the middle where Jacome stays. Jacome able to get a touch on it. That'll get it to Vogt. Davis Knight held down, and a tough tackle. That is going to be a foul. And Center asking for something from the referee, but he's not getting it. A very blatant foul from the Colonels. Sets up a set piece here taken by James Cash. Cash finds Vogel. Vogel, a header, was trying to look for DeSanto. DeSanto was not on that area. And this is a very vocal Colonels team. They are letting the official know what they think is going to be the correct ruling on the pitch, Grant.
Yeah, and I mean, it's because this game has been so physical. You want this to be officiated evenly. If this goes to one end, it could get pretty ugly, and you don't want anything to escalate.
Nico goes to Davis. Davis, no-look pass over to Vogel. Vogel again trying to find Davis. Davis in the box. Davis has a chance. Davis can't keep it in. He does keep it in. Excellent blocks by Yamir Rodriguez. Now Vogel goes over to Mattis. Mattis has a shot from outside the box, and it goes right into the net. And again, Davis creates a chance for himself, but he maybe waits a little bit too long.
Yeah, he waited about 1 or 2 seconds too long as Parrish was able to get there just in time to get a body on the ball.
So Lions make themselves chances when they get Davis and Vogel working together, and they've been working very well today. And eventually that dam's gonna break, Grant.
Exactly, and I mean we're seeing a lot more of Davis than we've seen in the past, and I'm liking it. I mean he was a key piece of the Lions attack last year, him and Vogel, and it's working, although it hasn't resulted in anything on the scoreboard just yet.
Eberhardt puts it all the way back. That's gonna roll. Should be for a goal kick. Yes, it will.
So now, like 19 minutes left. I mean, Center's up 1-0. You can't think it's not close at all because this is so evenly matched. Center just had one go through. Piedmont's had so many chances, Eric.
Absolutely. Josiah Tillett comes into this game. Delray Mattis is out, and now, offsides. Not for a moment if that was going to be called or not, because they were even at one point, but a pure breakaway from Center. Gives Christopher Belen a chance to send this one. This one finds Vogel. Vogel wrestling it away with help from Eberhardt. Tries to pull it away. It will be a throw in for the Lions. Vogel finds DeSanto. DeSanto able to keep a touch on it to lose momentum on the ball. Now he finds James Cash. Cash over to Grant. That's going to be put out by center. Another throw in for the Lions. That's out. Be a goal kick. Huge boot trying to find an attacker on the other end by center, but a good header by Belen. Lions midfield has been very strong this afternoon. DeSanto trying to wrestle it away, still in contention with that ball. Some put towards the corner. Eber having a race for it. Nico falls down. That should be a corner. No, it's going to be a goal kick for Chase Johnson.
Always hard to see with the pesky pole in the way, but
yep.
Ending up in that goal kick, like you said.
Jacome racing this one, wins the tackle, able to stand up through it. Trying to find DeSantos on a long ball, but now Grant has to fly in and make sure that ball doesn't get any further. It is going to get further, though. Good job by Jacome to stand up through it. Nathan, tough tackle, comes up clean. Davis Knight maneuvering his way through the attackers. Now Belen's turn. Belen to Nico. Nico now carrying it up. Vogel staying back a little bit here. Nico looking for somebody now. Vogel starts to move. Eberhardt plays back over to Christopher. Belen can't get it through. Vote to Jack DeSanto. Trying to find Andre Grant. That one runs right into a defender, though. Rodriguez on that for center. Tillett trying to find Davis, and this one effectively cleared by Nelson. That'll bounce out. Be a throw in for center. Got a substitution getting ready to come in here for the Lions. Deep into Lion territory. Jacome chasing in the box, able to get it. Still wrestling for this ball. Got to be careful not to get a foul here. And it will be Lions ball after that. That was a good job by Nathan to know when to pull back.
Right, standing straight up over him, not moving too much, doing what he needed to do. Pretty savvy defense. I mean, he plays very physically, so it could go either way normally, but he got the good end of the stick at that time.
Chase Johnson winds up and puts it right near midfield. Grant, I believe, was able to get a touch on that one. It'll be center's ball. Still up 1-0. A little over halfway here in the first.
Yeah, to be exact, Eric, 13:23 left, so Lions still with time to tie it up, if not more, before the end of this first half.
Absolutely, and with the amount of attacks they've had, the attacks have been very fast, but they've been very good attacks once they're able to break away. The Lions have not been able to gain consistency on the other side of the pitch, though. They've just been able to use their speed and find their way through, and really it's like a sucker punch, if you will. They've been able to fight their way back and forth with the help of Davis Knight and Vogel, but unfortunately they just cannot maintain consistent possession on the other side of the pitch. That'll be out, pass intended for Vogel.
And right there is exactly what the Lions are looking for, as Knight was looking for Vogel. Pass just went errant, but after that Vogel would have easily gone to Knight for a quick breakaway.
Booted deep towards Lion territory. And a good clear by Eberhardt. Grayson Parrish is going to get a chance here. He's just taking himself, pass between his defenders, presumably. As yes, he will. Josiah Tillett trying to find Davis. Davis tried to put a foot up to stop it, and unfortunately a little bit too tall for Knight. Bowen. Center still maintaining the possession game, keeping up with everything on the Lions side of the pitch. Davis Knight. I just had one get poked past him. Now Eberhardt spins on that. It's going to go back to Bowen. Tillett at midfield. Going to the left side. Defense moving towards that area. Cash and Jacome getting ready for an attack. Cash down on turf. Good block by Nathan Jacome. That battle won by Piedmont. Looks like Jackson Shirley has come into this game for the Lions. Good block by Cash. Tillett. Vogel. Now Josiah having to push further. Is going to go deep into the corner. It'll be a throw in for the Lions. Now it's going to be a free kick. It's going to be a goal kick towards Chase Johnson. So Johnson getting the ball here. Lions haven't been able to break through with any sort of attack, Grant, here in the last couple minutes. Center has really cracked down on that.
Yeah, they had a lot of those opportunities early on in this first half, but like you said, Center's cracked down. They've held the ball a bit more offensively and shut down the Lions' opportunities. And still, I mean, the Lions have had plenty of chances. They've just been lacking a final push.
Johnson comes out, makes the reception. But the Lions' defense has been rather good. Chase has only had maybe a couple save opportunities, one that did go past him, unfortunately. But he hasn't had to work for it as much. Davis Knight, however, has had to work for it as he's been the lone ranger down there. Davis still with an opportunity, tries to spin his way out, takes a shot, does perish. Excellent save by him. And now the defense for center steals it away. It's been the Davis Knight show on offense, Grant. And the Lions just have not been able to find a way to help him just yet.
Yeah, he's been slicing and dicing these center defenders, nothing short of it. And, I mean, Parrish, again, right place, right time. Both of his legitimate true saves, one that went off his shoulder, and the first one he had against Mattis early on in this first half was off his foot. So Knight just barely misplaced that shot.
I was slowing down here for a moment.
Eric, 7:15 left now in this first. So, I mean, I mentioned earlier the Lions still have time to come back, but it's not starting to run out, but you are going to want to put at least one up on the board because this is going to be a close second half.
Yeah, and you've had multiple opportunities. If you can just get Davis Knight a little bit of help, and you have the ability to do that with the roster pieces you have. So it's just going to be about who's going to be able to get there, who's going to be able to match Davis, and who's going to be able to stay up there, who can continue to put pressure on this defense, because Parrish has shown he's very good. He hasn't made any clean saves. They've mostly just been blocks. So can you continue to pressure that keeper until the point where he cracks? As Davis looks to steal this away, it's still a one-man army for Davis Knight. Davis trying to find Colin Vogel, but gave ample time for the defender to slip in through the door. Now Vogel racing through. Vogel has a shot opportunity, trying to put the brakes on that ball. Still has a chance before it's whisked away by the defense. Here comes Nico Eberhardt to assist. Nico trying to cross it over to Grant. A little bit too much power on it. As Grant still trying to touch it, it will be out, and it will be a goal kick. And now we have injury down on the field. Center player clutching his left knee. Can't get an eye on the number yet. I believe that may be Taylor Nelson, excuse me.
At 27, Taylor Nelson. Looks like he just took a tough fall from Vogel. Vogel was there to help him up, so good sportsmanship out of these Lions. Always good to see someone walk off on their own power as well.
Yeah. Believe Nelson is going to stay in this game. He may or not be. He's up jogging just fine. I'm sure he's still feeling it a little bit, but he'll be okay, it seems. Muhammad Al-Swaidi has come into this game. Jack DeSanto is out. So now your midfield is Shirley, Tilla, and Al-Swaidi. Eberhardt and Muhammad all over it. It'll be out. It will be a throw-in for Piedmont.
And a good strong defense around on their end, trying to just snuff out any opportunities Centers has for them.
Belen, a header. James Cash trying to chase this one, but it is going to be out right on the line. It'll be a throw-in for center. Mir Rodriguez with the throw in. Nelson back in action. This one hit well into the box. Chase Johnson comes out and able to make a reception. Fantastic job by Chase Johnson to collect that one. And avoid collision as well.
Right. again, that quickness from Johnson has really came into play. But then on the flip side of it, his height is pretty much the main reason why center has 1 goal on the board right now.
Cash. Now Jacome eyeing that ball up a little bit. Good job by Cash. C spins that away. Tillett now keeping the ball away. Goes back to James. Grant pushing it up to Davis. Davis has the speed. Will he be able to catch up to it, though? No. So just 3 or 4 minutes left here in this one, in this half. Lions feeling the desperation, feeling that push. They've begun to push pieces towards the other goal. Trying to be a lot more aggressive here in the closing minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes remaining. That push is going to have to be very quick here, as going to want to formulate a bunch of attacks, send everything they have at center.
Popped up, and that'll be a throw-in for the Lions. Huge break. Nico Eberhardt gets it. Nico, throw in. Finds a center defender. Now center gets to play. They get the option to play a little bit more conservative here with a goal up. Jacome puts it out. Back on the turf to Tillett, trying to get there. Final minutes of this first half closing. Jacome getting their header by the Colonels will roll out and be a goal kick for Chase Johnson. And now you have an opportunity to full send this one should you choose with Chase Johnson and really push this ball to the other edge, but they're not going to choose to do that. It's going to go to Belen and Eberhardt. Eberhardt right up the middle trying to find Davis Knight. Davis Knight able to get a touch on that one. Unintentional header by Josiah Tillett. Shirley tries to go right up the middle to Colin Vogel, but right there was a defender for the Colonels. Center. Staging an attack. Just 1 minute left here. Grant pushing his way downfield. Andre still trying to keep it in front of him. The ball is going to go towards Parrish. And Grayson Parrish, knowing how long is on that clock, gets it to his defenders. Enough for them to have just one more attack. Instead, the defenders opt to play out the rest of this just in between each other. Go for one more Hail Mary. Eberhardt, though, going to cut this off. Vogel racing his best. But again, the center defense very strong and always in the right place at the right time. Cash to Shirley. And a shot by center at the last part of the half, but thankfully Chase Johnson right there to stop it. So at halftime, your score 1-0. Grant, the Lions have had no short of chances.
Not at all. I mean, this game is dead even besides the scoreboard, and that one was just a beautiful shot by center and a tough break for Chase Johnson. But, I mean, both teams playing very, very fast pace. They want to control the ball, control time of possession. Piedmont's attacks, we keep coming back to this. Piedmont's attacks have been there. It's just the final finishing piece, that final shot has just been mistimed. That's been their issue.
Absolutely. Well, we'll take a break here at the booth. Take a break yourself at home. It's a warm one in October. Score at halftime, 1-0, Colonels up. Welcome back to the WAC, everybody. Eric Edmondson alongside Grant Prather with you. Peter Sly out on the balcony on the camera this afternoon. And Grant, we talked about how even these teams seem to be throughout the first half, and now we got stats to back that up.
Yeah, 50-50 possession time total is the first thing that pokes out on paper. I mean, both teams have they switched momentum about halfway through where Piedmont would hold the ball significantly in the first part of the first half, and then Center kind of flipped that on its head, and they started controlling it. Total shots, Piedmont has that edge, 8-5. Corners, Piedmont has had 4 with no goals resulting. Center has been held to no corners. None
at all. Chase Johnson has done pretty well today. After his last performance, he's done quite well today. So a good bounce back for him. Unfortunately, he is charged with that one goal that has come across. But the Lions, you feel like that you can bounce back at any point. You've had fantastic chances by Davis Knight. Maybe just a little bit of hesitation blocking that path.
And another thing to look out for this second half is going to be fouls. Both teams had 4 fouls in that first half, played a very physical game. And it might be mentioned that Colin Sheeler is in goal for the Lions.
All right, so Sheeler will start the second half for Piedmont. Can't imagine the Lions stray too far away from their game plan in the first. It looks like the same lineup out there. Jack DeSanto back in the game. Boleyn. Over is Cash. Cash able to get a touch on that one. That one booted out. And Colin Sheeler will come out of net, get his first touch of the day. Huge boot by Colin. Trying to find Andre Grant down there. Grant still with an opportunity to be headed out. And now the Lions get a throw in. Defense for Center taking this out. Taking their time with it. Sheeler now backing up is going to get some breathing room. So Colin looked like he was about to come out there and wait for that ball, but thankfully his defense came up clutch there, Grant.
Yeah, and that's going to be a big theme this second half, is seeing how the defense played. They played a very, very good first half. We can see if they're not going to get too tired. I mean, obviously using their depth, but players like Jacomi played a full 90, and he does have great stamina, so we're going to have to see how that pans out.
So here is the first corner kick for the Colonels. This one curving back towards the back end of the box. It's going to roll out. Colonels will try another opportunity, though. Nelson keeping it in front of him. Goes for a shot. Header. Sheeler over. He'll let it roll out. It'll be a goal kick for him.
Center already putting some pressure on the Lions defense, holding the ball for these first couple minutes. We're going to have to see how Piedmont's offense can answer, because we always mentioned it in that first half about how quick they are.
Grant. But Davis Knight able to brave a tackle, and that'll be a throw in for Center. Jacome chasing it down. We'll go back to Colin. Colin boots it high in the air, not very far. That'll lead to a header. Cash goes through that, and no call by the referee. Another header punched out. There'll be another throw in for Piedmont.
And Cash with 3 fouls in the first half on paper. So just drew one right there. So could be a running theme. He's a very physical player, so that was a very physical play right there.
Absolutely, and it sets up a good set piece here for the Lions.
And that was one thing at the end of the first half when center kept being able to hold on to the ball, is that they prevented Piedmont from having any set pieces and being able to get an attack formed.
They'll get it here. James Cash. Beautiful cross. Header by Mattis is well too high. Delroy has had that same opportunity multiple times today and just has not been able to stick it in the back of the net just yet.
Yeah, so close. He had 3 shots in the first half, so a key piece of their offensive attack, especially on those set pieces. He is listed at 6'4", about 6'5". He's about as tall as me, so that's an imposing force in a big cluster.
Mattis finding Grant. Grant now using the foot race to his advantage. Andre Grant in the box trying to keep the ball in. Won't be able to. However, it will turn into a corner kick for the Lions. So Andre Grant flagged that down as best he could, but it was a good job by him knowing where he was to just go ahead and let it roll out. So Davis Knight steps back, ready for the corner. Lions get their 5th of the afternoon. Another opportunity, another great cross. Chacon with a header, can't put it in, and it's crossed out once more by the defense.
Yeah, 5th corner already for the Lions, and Noah Seen, he doesn't always take the corners. He takes pretty much all the set pieces, so Lions having to work a bit differently with a slightly different personnel, but those set pieces have been on, and eventually one of those is going to hit the back of the net.
Absolutely. Grant. Now Colonel's putting an attack together, and a good block by Cash. It's going to turn into a corner for the Colonels, though. Blennon Sheeler lining up in the net. Ball still loose. Colin will watch it get hit on the post, and it will be a goal kick for Sheeler. He's got a little dicey there, Grant.
Yeah, his first real chance at a stop, and I mean, he just stood right in between the corners, shutting off an angle for that center attacker to try to put it in. I mean, we'll have to see how much more the Lions can limit those chances, because center hasn't had too many of them already the second half.
We've seen one of these breakaways by Davis Knight before. He tries to find Andre Grant on the wing, and he does. Grant looking to tie it up, trying to find somebody on the interior of the box, tries to find Davis. Davis off the back foot. Now Delroy. Delroy back over to Andre, and things start to slow down a little bit. Mattis racing towards that line, trying to keep it in. It will not stay in, though, and it will be a goal kick for Grayson Parrish and the Colonels. Mattis, good header, is going to get called for a foul there. Yeah, obvious shove by Delroy. Mattis and DeSanto flagging that one. Now is Nico Eberhardt. DeSanto Down to Vogel. Vogel tripped up there. No call. Center, good chance here. Good job by Vogel to put the foot on the gas and get that out of there. That one initiated by Jacome, excuse me. Andre Grant trying to slow down. Get this ball to Davis. Davis can win these one-on-ones. He has a lot of things to do here. Tried to cross it over to Colin. It was a good idea, but just could not find the right avenue. Sheeler grabs it. It's a good job by Luke Morgan not to touch that ball. It would have been an offside call on him. Cash golfs it over to Andre Grant. Grant plays it off the knee, pushes his way through, takes a shot, and it's well wide and well out. It's going to kick up turf on its way out, and it'll be a throw-in, should be, for center. So, Grant, we've seen a lot of attacks here by the Lions, but none of them quite coordinated.
Yeah, trying to pile on pressure, but, I mean, pressure hasn't exactly been organized. They've had good, decent shot opportunities. They just haven't came to fruition yet because they haven't been too organized. They haven't been controlled.
Belen chasing this one down. Still an opportunity to score for center. Now Nico flying in. This ball is going to be carried deep into the corner now. Nico Eberhardt. Tough guy to get past. He'll have to pass back. And a good shot attempt by Luke Morgan, but it's going to get put out here. I think Sheeler saw that that ball wasn't going to be close. He didn't make a motion towards Morgan. Said he just opted to stand there. Wait for another opportunity. Kick, and Sheeler able to grab it. Davis Knight plays it off a header. Can't keep it in front of him, though, as center gets it into the defense once again. Vogel. James Cash racing back, keeping in front of him, or giving a chance for Colin to make the grab.
Yeah, Colin's had a pretty easy road so far this second half. His defense is definitely making it easier on him. Lions have played a pretty good second half, all things considered. It's just been that offense and their control.
Jacome moves back towards the middle as Eberhardt looks to defend. Jack DeSanto all over it. DeSanto, hey now! Luke Morgan grabbing DeSanto and spinning him around. I'm surprised that is not a card on Luke Morgan. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I would give you a better word and say I was shocked when he didn't show that at first. Wow.
My goodness, that is as blatant as they come. And it was a good job by DeSanto to not do anything to that, because it takes a lot of discipline.
Yeah, DeSanto, one of the calmer guys on this team. Everyone likes to show emotion, sometimes a little bit too much, but DeSanto, one of the calmer ones.
So let's see if the Lions can do anything about that.
That card coming with 32-34 left in the second half.
We knew cards were most likely going to get pulled here in this half because of all the fouls in the first half. But definitely a precedent now set by Luke Morgan of center. A dangerous one at that. This is going to roll out and be a goal kick for Colin Sheeler. Sheeler settles back. Goes over to Belen. Eberhardt back. Now Jacome with it. Nathan trying to get it to Davis to open up another attacking opportunity. You know Jacome wants to get in the middle of all of it. Davis Knight, though, looking to do it himself. Carving up everybody. Puts him on skates. Takes a shot. Grayson Parrish all over it, though. Yep. Davis making a few check their laces after that one. Parrish taking his time with that ball out. Put it right on the ground. Mattis taking it away. Trying to find Grant. Grant puts it right into the defender, Rodriguez. And that'll be put out near the bleachers. Vote. Over to Nico. Lions trying to open up an opportunity here. Ball slips past Vogel. Nico trying to get it right back to Colin. And now it's a race to get back to the defenses. Luke Morgan racing his way to the corner for center. Good job by Christopher Berlin to keep up with him. And good job by, I believe that is Vogt to get on that ball. Yes, it is. Vogel tried to keep it in. It will be a throw in for center. And we'll have a couple substitutions.
Yeah, good for Belen to get back and allow his other fellow defenders to get back with him. Again, the Lions playing stellar defense today.
Colonels pressing. Ball's rolling, gonna stay in. Cash all over it, chipped and out. Tough tackle. James Cash down. There's not too many times that center can continue to get away with this. That was Luca Andrews.
Yeah, again, easy call, and Cash has been taking a beating. He kind of gave out a couple fouls in the first half, and he's getting a taste of his own medicine now.
So James Cash surveying the field outstretched in front of him. Goes for a laser kick trying to find Davis Knight, but it's a little bit too straight and narrow. It's a throw in for center. Belen racing for it. Still putting up a good block. Jacome will just ricochet it right back over to Colin Sheeler. Mattis using the height advantage, finds his way to get to Davis, and taken down is Davis Knight. No call. There it is. That should be against the Colonels. Of course, Davis made initial contact. However, Rodriguez was the one who continued the contact after Davis had made contact with the ball. And it will be. And a yellow card, I believe, has been presented to not only Rodriguez, but Davis Knight as well. A little bit of a head scratcher there. I'm not sure as to why Knight got a card on that one. If you're going to let them play a little bit of aggressive, that's how Knight is going to play. But Rodriguez is the one who continued to initiate the contact at the hip.
There might have been some words said after that could have made that happen. I mean, then it is starting to escalate a little bit. Once you start to have those hits and those fouls, it is going to get on those players' nerves. It's natural.
So here's James Cash as the official completes his booking. Again, we'll have that official. I believe, and by looks, it does appear that Yumir Rodriguez and Davis Knight have both been carded. We'll have the official here in just a moment. But ready to resume play. James Cash winds up, puts deep into the box. Here comes Grayson Parrish and leaps in the air, makes the grab. Mattis once again shut down for a header attempt. Whistle, and Mattis still down on the turf there. Again, Grayson Parrish had to jump into the air over Mattis to make that grab, and now the training staff's going to have a look at Mattis. Lions taking this opportunity to grab some water. And Mattis walks off the pitch under his own power. I believe he's going to be able to re-enter pretty soon. Yeah, they're just going to play without him momentarily, as Delroy just need a minute or two, but we do need to continue the game action. This one towards the corner. Vogel over, so is Davis Knight. And here comes Mattis back in. Belen tries to win the header. Now Jacome has to race towards this one. Jacome trying to win this battle and disrupt it as much as he can in the box, and he's able to. And he's able to do it cleanly. Jacome fired up after that one. That will be a throw-in for Piedmont.
At the times he's had to defend and protect for the Lions, he has done perfectly. He's played very, very clean defense with the perfect mix of physicality, just putting just enough pressure on to get a stop.
We've seen a huge improvement for Jacome in his sophomore year. Remember, freshman year, he was quite good defensively. However, he was quite undisciplined and ran into foul trouble a good bit. However, now he's been able to stay clean and maintain that physicality. That's the signs of a really good player. Jacome having to race for it here again. Nathan smartly gives it off to Colin Sheeler. Sheeler having to hurry a little bit as he got pressured. Nico puts it across midfield, trying to put some more pressure on Grayson Parrish. Eberhardt bounces it on the ground to try to find Colin Vogel, and an excellent slide tackle. Good thing Colin Vogel was able to maintain himself up in the air. DeSanto passes back to Sheeler. DeSanto will try to look for Vogel again. Now we're seeing a little bit of what we saw in the second half of the first half, is that there's a lot of possession in the Lions' territory by the Colonels. Sheeler, a good job to not get fooled on that one as he stands up straight, makes the grab off that attempted header shot.
Yeah, he's played a very, very clean second half, stepping in for Chase Johnson. Sheeler's very controlled when he plays in net.
Vogt trying to find Grant, but it will bounce out before Grant can get there. Jacome trying to put foot on that one, but a good job by Nico Eberhardt. Just go ahead and clear it. It'll be a corner, but a good pass by the Colonels. Unfortunately for them, there was nobody there to receive it.
Yeah, Center's passing game has been very, very good this entire game, and I mean, came up again there just to result in their second corner. And we haven't seen too many. We've only seen 2 corners. We haven't seen a lot of set pieces out of them, so we'll see what happens here.
It's a good one, but a good header by Mattis keeps it out. Lions still flooded the box with many of people. Good job by Christopher Berlin and Nico Eberhardt to do double duty there and clear the ball. Still got work to do, though, as it floods in much more. DeSanto. And that was intended for Vogel. It hit Vogel on the back of the heels. He's obviously frustrated with it. Berlin. Again, Jacome steps in. And now, a little bit of opportunity here. Mattis goes for the long pass, trying to find Davis Knight. Now Knight. Watching that pass in between them. Can't do much about it. Offsides. And Grant, we've seen where the Lions are trying to find the breakaway, and they opt to try to find Davis Knight as far away as they can. But unfortunately, these passes aren't pinpoint. They're just in the area of Knight, but not anywhere he can get too fast.
Right, and we know he has speed, so giving his passes some airtime does work, but when the passes aren't, like you said, pinpoint, it doesn't work as well, and using the speed, getting nice coordinated passes does work.
Knight trying to do something about it here, but he loses the ball into the defense. Cash. Now Davis Knight able to get a touch on that one, but still maintained by center. Jacome, good job to trap that one. Deep into the corner it is. Center still threatening. Colin Sheeler comes out and makes the grab. Wasn't necessarily a save, but it was going to be a good pass by center. Sheeler just jumps right in the middle of it. DeSanto plays it off the chest. Good job to keep it in front of him. Now tries to find Vogel. Vogel racing down the left side, trying to move his way in. And that'll be put out, and that'll result in a corner kick for the Lions. And now with their 6th corner kick, the Lions have ample opportunity. They go for the short pass, and Davis Knight almost puts it in. A beautiful save by Grayson Parrish. And they'll get another one here. That was a smart move by Vogel to just go with the quick route and get it to Knight as quick as possible. And Knight almost delivered a beautiful kick, Grant, but just a beautiful save away.
Yeah, Parrish has had a great game in net. Another good save.
Knight prepares it. Could this be the time? No. Parrish punches it out. Have a whistle, and we will reset.
This corner's coming with 19 minutes left, so Lions definitely not in panic mode, but you want to take some pressure off to where you don't have to panic on offense.
Here's Davis Knight once again. Takes another shot, and Parrish another great save. Some miscommunication by center as the Colonels are barking defensive orders at each other on the field, telling them where they should and should not be. Jacome, a strong header, gets it over to midfield. Mattis chasing this one down. Ball's out. It'll be a goal kick for Colin Sheeler.
And it might be mentioned, Parrish has played a great game, but he's not even center's main goalie. Brandon Egan has played 8 of their 12 games, or 13 technically to this point, so this is Parrish's 5th game.
Cash just boots it to the far side, and out comes Parrish. He'll make the grab, or rather trap. Vogt able to get that through. Beautiful job by Vogt, but it still goes into center's possession. Yamir Rodriguez. Cash contesting along with Mattis. Mattis able to get a touch on that one. Now it goes to Andre Grant. Grant trying to sneak it through, gets to Davis Knight. Knight trying to find a way to break through. Trip up, that should be a free kick in favor of Piedmont. It will be. Colonel Coach barking orders to his team from the sideline. That'll be possession for the Colonels. I believe that'd be an offside call. Lions defense letting that one grow offsides. A lot of offsides passes from the Colonels. They have been very aggressive.
I think that makes 5 on the game as compared to Piedmont's either 1 or 2. So, I mean, the aggression is good. You're up 1-0, you're trying to seal it, but you got to control it.
Grant, good job to put brakes on it. We'll find Jacome. Davis, able to get out through this. Cash, beautiful job to stand in front. Keep that ball out. Thought he kept it in for a second. It was a good job by James. It's been a good job by Davis. He has a yellow on him already, so that means he can't be as aggressive, but he's been able to maintain productivity.
Yeah, he's been doing his thing, for lack of a better word, just dicing up on one-on-ones and using his speed to his advantage to try and get as many opportunities as he can for the Lions.
Delroy Mattis will tag out with Josiah Tillett. He comes into the game. Cash. Getting it to Davis. Davis trying to keep that ball in front of him, being very aggressive here. Still trying to wrestle this ball in. It will be a throw in for Piedmont. We'll go to James Cash. Cash able to brave that one. It was a tough tackle. James eyeing that ball down with intensity. Goes Back now to Rodriguez. Rodriguez goes over once more. Morgan for Colonels goes right into the hands of Colin Sheeler. Taking time here. Cash needs a moment of reprieve, as he has been playing very hard for a very long time in this game. So he's going to jog off. I believe it will just be a momentary substitution here for, maybe not even a substitution here for Cash. Or yes, it will be. I believe that's Bonilla coming out.
Yeah, Cash played all the first half and has played all of the second half as well, so definitely needing a break.
So it is Anthony Bonilla feeling his spot. It is going to be a corner kick for the Lions. That is what the official is signaling. So the Lions fill up the box. Despite protest from the bench of center. Davis raises the arm, puts it one hop into the box. It'll be put out immediately. Nico settles under it. Chacombe trying to get in on this ball. Now Bonilla. Sheeler comes out. He can't grab onto it. Now he has it. A good job by Colin Sheeler to jump back up and grab that ball.
He's had a bobble before. This time was a much more worrying bobble than before, but good job to stay up, stay unfazed, and get on it.
Ball goes high once more, and Tyler Vogt puts it back down into the turf. Colin Vogel. Vogel on a breakaway here, trying to stay up. Whistle towards center. It's a good call. Vogel made that first touch. And Grayson Parrish will come out to set this one up.
Yeah, Vogel, I mean, obviously so fast, but it's hard to slow down when you get that close.
Vogt with a slide stop. Ball still moving, though. Sheeler, another great grab. Colin has been unbelievably solid in that net. Davis. Down to Grant. Andre Grant deep in the corner. Ball's going to go towards Parrish once again.
11 minutes, 2 seconds left, so Lions got to put one up to at least bring it to a draw.
Bonilla. Lets that one slip past him. Center trying to get another one to put this one away, and it is going to. Sheeler caught completely flat-footed, frustrated with himself, and center takes a 2-point lead. And you mentioned Grant, 11 minutes left in this game. That very well may have just been the nail in the coffin here.
Yeah, crushing blow. The Lions, they've played such a good game. They've just had those 2 moments that have resulted in goals that just had a little lapse. Bonilla let that one go, and that resulted in giving the Colonels a little bit of extra time to put one towards Sheeler, and that one obviously hit the upper 90. But on the other hand, we always talk about the Lions' speed. Even in their game against Asbury, Austin had 2 goals within 30 seconds of each other. So you never know.
Could happen. Dominic Doe credited with that goal. Eberhardt to Tillett. Here comes Vogel. Vogel trying to break through. Center now has the option to completely play back and play conservative with this ball for the remainder 10 minutes of this match.
And it would make sense. You're up 2-0. You don't want to take any risk, especially with that speed threat that the Lions have. You want to take away any opportunities they can get while keeping it in your possession.
Here is something interesting, though, for the Lions. They do have that speed, and we know that Davis Knight can win those one-on-ones. Should he get into that situation, he can easily steal that ball away. Jacome puts it out. Peter, you got it? You got to dive for that, Peter. Come on, man.
Take one for the team.
It's right there.
Take one for the team. We could put that on a highlight reel.
Exactly, we could.
How would the call for that go? My goodness.
Slide, dives for it, makes the grab. Ymir Rodriguez passes towards the center. DeSanto. Jacome. Now Tillett. Tillett got to get that ball out quick, and he does. Finds Davis Knight. Davis tried to get it through, but it's going to be booted right to another defender for the Colonels. Bonilla off the back, that will be a foul on him. Official has had to play a little bit tighter, not play, but call a little bit tighter here. As in total, 3 cards have been presented to 3 different players. 2 for Center, 1 for Piedmont. Tillett and Eberhardt trying to steal that ball away. This is a long cross. Here comes Grant. So Center has kept the aggression. However, whenever they get in trouble, they are just passing back to midfield.
Right, again, a conservative approach. You don't want to take any risks.
Bonilla. Ball still in the box. Eberhardt trying to clear it. Bonilla tracking that one. And here's DeSanto. DeSanto trying to move quickly and point to a direction. Vogel's open down on that wide stretch. Colin Vogel racing for it. Vogel's in the box, and there's going to be a shot by Davis Knight, and it just goes wide. So many attempts by the Lions this afternoon, so many chances, and a few of them you really think that you should have, Grant.
Yeah, they've been so close. Like I keep coming back to, just that finishing part is just off. Knight missed that one off left by maybe even a foot, if that. And that connection was there. Vogel tonight using their speed. That's something they've been looking for all day. Just hasn't resulted in anything. And, I mean, this shouldn't hurt the Lions' confidence because you know you can get there. You just haven't been able to finish.
Here's Davis Knight. Knight in the box. Takes another shot, and it's too wide left. Tried to hit that upper 90, but it sailed on him.
Yeah, just under 6 minutes now, so Lions need to, on paper, on pace, get a goal in 3 minutes each.
Christy Piscaru has stood in. It looks like Mattis is getting ready to re-enter as well. Presumably he'd come in for his replacement in Josiah Tillett. Vogel gets a throw in here. Have time. As no, Tillett's going to stay in, but Mattis is going to come in for DeSanto. Long throw in by Mattis deep into the box, and taking a big header is Jacome. Jacome got hit square in the back of the head with that headbutt. Hopefully he's okay. Nico. Good slide. Tillett now. Davis. Now this is going to fall back, and Sheeler's going to opt to boot it out. Just a few more minutes left in this one. Lions down 2-0. Belen. Trying to trap that one, but it was a good takeaway by the Colonels as they go for a third goal here. Sheeler caught off guard a little bit. Thank goodness Durant's there to help him. Grant able to put it out of the box. Another pass attempt here, and a great clear by Tyler Vogt. Rodriguez on the header keeps it still in the Colonel's possession. Shot. Hit right into his teammate Sheeler. On the balls of his feet. Ready to move at a moment's notice. Pass here. Colonels tried for a shot. Still going to. Good job by Grant off the back, and it will fall into the hands of Sheeler. Sheeler is going to get a chance to close out that attack attempt.
Now under 3 minutes, I mean, the Lions defense still playing well. People like Jacome and Grant playing very well. Their offense just hasn't been able to put one in.
Offsides. Is that the 6th offsides?
It's a lot. It's almost surprising, I'd say.
Jacome tried the slide tackle attempt. No call by the referee. It didn't impede the attacker too much. It'll be a goal kick for Colin. Eberhardt, Vogt, and Jacome playing a majority of the minutes in this game. Andre Grant as well. Blinn also getting the start today, has done fantastic in that role. As Vogt heads this out of the box and gets it to Mattis. Mattis dribbles it on the ground to Grant. Grant trying to find Pescaru. Pescaru to Delroy. Unable to get it. Just a minute 15 left. As the Colonels still dominating possession. Sheeler's going to have to make one last save, and he does. Just a minute left. Sheeler still looking to be aware and alert. Good header by Jacome, gets it out. Mattis trying to find Christy Pescaru. A good tackle by Dominic Doe. Grant wasting little time as he gets up and gives it to Mattis. Handball called. Vogel able to keep it in front of him. Tyler Vogel. Colin Vogel. Still raising into the box. Good shot attempt by Pescaru, and it goes up the hill. That first one bounced right off a defender, and the second one well high. He knew he had little time. And the Lions are going to fall to the Center Colonels by a score of 2-0. And Grant, you feel like this is a game where you should have had maybe, if not one, but 2 goals. And at least made this a little bit more competitive on the scoreboard.
Yeah, definitely. That last possession kind of epitomized the way their offense was today. The opportunities were there. The passes were there. The shots were there. The shots were just errant, and there was maybe 1 or 2 center defenders in the way to get a foot, to get a side on them. And this is something that the Lions, they shouldn't be faced by. It's not a conference game. There are things to work on. There are things to realize you did well on. Things to work on is those offensive chances, but the things that you know you did well was defense. Nathan Jacome, Andre Grant played a great job backing up both Chase Johnson and Colin Sheeler in the goal.
Absolutely, and look, like you said, there's no need to feel disappointed. If anything, you should feel encouraged. This is a very good center team, and you played them all 90 minutes. You had to play them all 90 minutes. It wasn't until late that center went up by 2 and really sealed this one away. But something that I think you have to look at is how do you get Davis Knight? Is Davis maybe a little bit too quick? Does he need to be a little bit more calculated, pushing up so he's not all by himself? Or is it something where people just need to be up there supporting him? These are questions you ask yourself as you get into conference. And these are ideas and plans you have to go with so that you can become such a well-oiled machine. But either way, an encouraging performance by the Lions this afternoon.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to keep up. Like you said, going into those conference games, 4 out of the next 5 games are going to be in conference. Actually, 5 out of the next 6 are going to be in conference, I believe. So some big challenges, some important games coming up.
Absolutely. We'll see them again on the 9th. They'll be here playing LaGrange, then they'll hit the road and play Huntington and Toccoa Falls and Bellhaven, a 3-game road trip. That'll be on the 12th, 15th, and the 19th. Then we finish out the regular season here at home against Covenant and Maryville. And then November 2nd, the CCS's first round tournament will begin. So again, final score from the WAC today, 2-0. The Center Colonels take this game away in the final minute. Lions unable to muster up a lot of offense. They had chances. They looked good. Unfortunately, they just cannot finish them completely. Thank you all for tuning in this afternoon. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend, great rest of your Sunday. And for Danielle Percival's amazing crew over there on the other side of the pitch, Mr. Joseph Garwood and Davis Barlow, for Peter Sly, our cameraman, and for Grant Prather, I'm Eric Edmondson, saying have a good rest of your weekend. And as always, go Lions.